and soon it will your heart stand together. You're not wrong, you're not wrong, no, you're not wrong now. Well, we try.
And it's only in your arms. I don't know what to do or say anymore. It's only in your arms. I don't know what to do or say anymore. Tonight is only in your arms. I don't know what to do or say anymore. It's only in your arms. I don't know what to do or say anymore. Child. How long ago? Celebrate the she trying hard to recreate what had yet to be created. What's in her life? She must have so smart for his nostalgic tale. Never comprehended what he wanted to say, only to realize never in the past. She thinks in his life. As she rises to her apology, everybody else would surely know, watching her go. She, the one she, she, Someday, somewhere, can never go. Where he can still believe there's a place in her life. Someday, someday, she will return. She will have a place in his life. She rises to her apology. Anybody else would surely know. Watching her go. She goes. I can't go. I can't go. Return by his power. Who's got the power? She's not the power. She really does. She spending all my nights on my mother going out on the town. When anything just to get you off of my mind. When the morning comes, right back where we started again. Trying to forget you was just a waste of time. All day long, wearing a mask of false bravado. Trying to keep up a smile that hides a tear. But as the sun goes down, you get that empty feeling again. How I wish to God that you were here. Any kind of bull, say there was something in everything's I just can't live without you.
There's a new sun rising. I can feel the horizon. Gotta keep realizing you're the biggest part of me. Each love beside me. Need your love and to guide me. As you know, find me. You're the biggest part of me. Well, make a wish, baby. Well, I know we'll make it come true. Make a wish, baby. All the things I'll do for you. Make your friends down. Let my love rain down on you. We could wash away past so that we may stop them. I'll be love for my shoulder. It's never enough, girl. All I wanna do is, she's the life that breathes in me. Gotta feel it forever. We're gonna stay together. For me, there's nothing better. You're the biggest part of me. Shake it, it comes from stop out to go. Yes, it's now. I'm right. So we could wash away so that we may stop. But says she reached on me. How can I tell you what it means to me? Love not to make yourself whisper. For eternity, I thought about someone who believes in me. Love it for me. Oh, made life red. so we could walk your way, so that we may stop. Need your love and never stop to you. Giving love, not forgotten. From the fears that I was gonna be, you're the biggest part of me. I'm feeling that forever. We go and stay together. From now to the end, you're the biggest part of me. You're the life that breathes in me. You're the biggest part of me.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to United Way Lackawanna, Wayne and Pike's community celebration here at the beautiful Fiorelli's Catering. We're so happy to see a lot of familiar faces, a lot of new faces, as we have a community celebration here this evening. We'd like to invite you to explore the room throughout the night. The selfie stations in the first left-hand corner, where you can see Michael Scott and Dwight Schrute over there waiting for you. So feel free to swing over there and share hashtag UW Celebration on all social media platforms. We're about to serve some salads to get us kicked off for the dinner portion of this evening. So if you can kindly make it over to your seats. Once again, welcome to United Way Lackawanna, Wayne and Pike's community celebration.
Why don't we steal away? Why don't we steal away to tonight? I know it's right. Tears speak. Why don't you please speak and show me what you came here? Why don't you steal me? Why don't you steal away to tonight? I know it ain't right. Into the night, babe. You get tonight. Glancing my way, and I watch your eyes. Just telling how why don't we stay? Why don't we stay into the night? I know it's right to tonight. I know it's right. What was the way? Let's go to the night. Let's go away. Let's go away.
At this time, we would appreciate if everyone would please take a seat. We don't want to miss anyone as we're serving salad. We would appreciate if everyone would please take a seat. I'm not. I hear the drums echoing tonight, and she hears only whispers from some quiet conversation. She's coming in 12:30 flight. Bullet wings reflect the stars that guide her towards salvation. I stopped another band along the way, hoping to find some forgotten words or ancient memory of feeling something. He turned to me as if to say, hurry boy, it's waiting there for you. Gotta take it. Fly out in the night as they grow restless, longing for some solitary company. I know that I must do what's right, sure as Kilimanjaro rises like Olympus above the sand. I seek to cure what's deep inside, frightened of this thing that I've become.
down paradise. At least it's not lonely. Wind is right to sail away. Find tranquility. Oh, this can do miracles. Just you wait and see. Feel me. It's not far to never bad. Reason to think. Wind is right to find joy. The innocence again. Oh, this can do miracles. Just wait and see. Feel me. Takes me away where I thought they ready for me. Just a dream, we carry me. And see, it gets to be still be. When I'm sick, yeah, all caught up in red ring. Every word is a symphony. Actually, don't me. Takes me away where I thought they dream, we carry me. Soon I will be. Said he's not home. It is right to sail away, find serenity. Oh, can do miracle, just to wait and see. Takes me away, where I'm away. It will be free, free to carry me. Soon I will be.
Well, friends with fantasy persuasions don't admit that it's part of the scheme. But I can't help but have suspicions, 'cause I ain't quite as dumb as I seem. And you say it was never pretending to pick up our scenes this way. But there ain't any use in pretending it did happen to us and it did. This makes me believe. Spend persuasion with a thing that's brought on to the schemes. And I can't help but have my suspicion. 'Cause I ain't quite as dumb as I seem. Oh, it's like pretending to pick up singing straight. But there ain't any use in pretending it to happen to us any day. This man's hello, this man's going on. How long is how long this man's going on? How long this man's your name in lots above it. This is your big name. It's like a dream come so that you smile for him. I'm gonna love it, babe. I like your picture. I keep you with your letter. Gone up in blue. Sure looks good on you. You smile off camera. Oh, I love you better. I'm like, trying to fall. You see it all. It's your name to find. With your letter, gone up in blue. All looks good on you. That's when you smile for the camera. Boy, you better. I'm back to you. I'm back to you. Then, you see it. It's your making fine. Come back to me.
back in the you see, it's your day. I'm back in the you see, it's your I'm in a few months. Next Times in my life, I've been wondering why. Still, somehow, I believe you'd always survive. Now I'm so sure you're waiting to hear one good reason to try. What more can I say? What's left to provide? So, are you outside your miracle? Right, sister, make no mistake where you are. Your back's to the corner. This isn't, don't you move anymore. This isn't, the waiting is over. No room to run, no way to hide. No time for wondering why. It's here, the moment is now about to decide. Let him leave him behind. Keep me here in your heart. Do whatever you do, here by your side. Oh, it's setting alive. Here's your miracle. Stop. Make no mistake where you are. You've got this isn't a sense of failure. Oh, oh, it's no choice. It's not up to me this time. Come today and they're mine. This is it. Make no mistake where you are. This is it. You're going now. This is it. I'm split up the this. One way or another. This is it. This is it. Your back's to the counter. This is my choice. This is it. The waiting is over. This is it. One can tell. This is you got another. This is it. My choice.
Hello, yeah, it's been a while. Not much. How about you? I'm not sure why I called. I guess I really just wanted to talk to you. And I was thinking maybe later on we could get together for a while. It's been such a long time and it's a short spot. I'm not talking about the end and don't change your life. There's a long way from starts breath. And I'd really love to see you tonight. We could go walking through Windy Park, take a drive along the beach, or stay at home, watch TV, see it really much to me. I'm not talking about the minute,
And I don't want to change your life. So I will surrender. And I'd really love to see it too. I will ask my promises, so you don't have to lie. We played that game before. Say I love you and say goodbye. I'm not talking about the radio, and I don't change your. So boy, when stars around, I really love to see it and hear it. I'm not talking about the radio, don't want to change your life. So boy, when stars around, and I really love to see it tonight. I'm not talking about the living, and I don't want to change your or when stars around, and I really love to see it tonight. Oh, wrong. Thought that your love was wrong. Now you're feeling like such a fool. For you thinking, maybe if you said goodbye, you'll understand the reason why. Love has got so cool. Oh, but it's alright once you get past it. So keep because love is. Oh, we are feeling needs change. Our love we have to rearrange and move for some. It's true. The dreams feel like they're falling apart. Need to find a piece inside, but you're almost afraid to be true. Oh, but it's alright once you get to past the pain. Somebody yeah, keep cross love. Say, hey, hey. Don't pay your bill. Smooth the mountain. Let our love shine through again. He has thought so alright. Once you get past the pain, you're back in. Keep of love. Hey, hey, alright. Once you get past the pain, keep of love. Hey, don't be afraid 'cause it's alright.
light. Keep your eye on the light. Things. How could you see? I said if I can't feel it, then how could it be? No, no magic. What happened to me? And then I saw it. I couldn't believe it. You took my heart. I couldn't retrieve it. Said to myself, what's it all about? How I know there can be in no time. You can do magic. You can have anything that you desire. Magic. And you know you're the one who can put out. And you know dark well. When you cast a spell, you get your way. When you give no ties with other eyes, the heart of stone can turn to flame. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And when we rain, speaking upon the winds of rain, and when the night gets so cold, when I can't sleep, again you come to me. I look at time, the rain disappears. Who would believe it? With the word you dry my tears, you can do it. You can have anything that you desire. Magic, and you know you're the one who can do it out. And you know dark well when you cast your spell, you get away. When you get no size, with your eyes, a heart of stone can turn to flames. It's you. It's you. And if I wanted to, I could never be free. I never believed it was true. Now it's so clear to me. You can do, you can have anything that you desire. Magic, and you know you're the one who can put out. You know dark well. Cast a spell, you get off away. You know it's eyes, you off your eyes. The heart of stone turn to flame. It's you know, you concern. Traveling twice the speed of sound. It's easy to get When show was the whole together, we had to get back home. When I tried to knock the door, I had to be alone. So she got me with my suitcase. She stands before my eyes, guiding me to the airport, into the friendly sky. Oh, security, I held her for so long. She finally learned to be in love, and she was gone. It was the song for me, person to be loved. Try not to lose the speed of sound. It's easy to get burned. They have been thinking about your baby from under eye. Wanna wrap my arms around you and hold you close to me. Oh, baby, wanna taste your lips, I wanna be your fantasy. Yeah. Doing that, you baby, so happy. You're not just another lover, no, you're everything to me. Every time I'm with you, baby, can't believe it's true. When you lift my arms, you do the things you do. You be seeing in my eyes, I can feel it in the touch. You don't have to say a thing, just let me show how much you do. Mm, I wanna kiss you up, over. I wanna kiss you up till the night comes. Love could never make me feel the way you do. Oh, so keep on loving me, baby, and I'll keep loving you. It's easy to see when someone's right or something's wrong. Oh, stay with me, baby, and hold me all tight. So I show me everything you do. Baby, don't want it more to you.
All right, once again, good evening, everybody. Welcome to United Way Lackawanna, Wayne and Pike's Community Celebration. You guys are pretty good at context clues because everybody got quiet already, so excellent job on you. We're about to start the show, obviously, so we love that you're here and enjoy yourselves.
Whatever happened to predictability? Milkman, the paper boy, evening TV. There's a spread.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Vice President of Resource Development and Campaign, Matthew J. Cerruti.
Oh, that's all right. Hello, friends. Thank you all so much for being here tonight. I'm sorry, I was a little close there. Thank you all so much for being here tonight as we celebrate another incredible year of impact.
Always look for the helpers.
What? Oh. I was like, that isn't me. All right, let's start over one more time. Thank you to everyone for being here tonight as we celebrate another incredible year of impact across Lackawanna, Wayne, and Pike counties. This room is filled with people who consistently show up for their neighbors, who believe in the power of community, and who make the mission of United Way come alive every single day. This past year asked a lot of all of us. Between an unpredictable economy, prolonged state and federal budget impasses, and for us, some major internal staffing transitions, it would have been easy to lose momentum. Instead, this community leaned in. Your continued support, your generosity, your volunteerism, your advocacy truly shapes the future of our region. We are here tonight not just to look back on what we've accomplished, to celebrate you, the partners, the donors, the agencies, and the friends who make this work possible. I'd like to take a moment to thank the entire United Way team for all they do to support the campaign. Special thanks to Bill and Sue on the campaign team for all the hard work and dedication to the community. We couldn't make this happen without them. I'd also like to thank Ange for her leadership and commitment. In her first year, she jumped right in with both feet, and she's already made her impact on our team and our community, and we thank her for that. And to Dillon, our amazing campaign chair, your enthusiasm has been a bright spot in the craziness of campaign season, and your compassion and gratitude are traits that we should all look to emulate. Thank you to you and to your family for your support in the campaign this year and for all you've done. And to everyone, yes, please. And so, welcome to the 2025 United Way of Lackawanna, Wayne, and Pike Community Celebration.
Always look for the helpers. There will always be helpers. Even just on the sidelines.
Hi, I'm Ange. Hi, I'm Dillon. We run the VITA program. When tax season feels overwhelming, you don't have to face it alone. We'll be there.
Hi, I'm Shane Powers from NeighborWorks, Northeastern Pennsylvania. Through the generous support of the United Way, we're helping older adult residents to age in place safely and supporting prospective home buyers and homeowners through our home ownership program. When our neighbors need safe, stable housing, we'll be there.
Hi, I'm Nicole from Meals on Wheels at NPA. For adults discharged from a home care facility in need of meals delivered to their home, we'll be there.
Hi, I'm Dan Cardonic, CEO of the Jewish Community Center of Scranton. We'll be there with our older adult programs to promote healthy living and combat social isolation. We'll be there to support families whose children might not otherwise have the chance to enjoy a fun and educational summer camp experience. And we'll be there to offer an organized basketball league that engages and uplifts underserved youth and teens.
I am Bridges in the Pike County Developmental Center gang. We'll be there to provide programs and services for adults with intellectual disabilities in Pike County. Thanks, United Way!
Hi, I'm Megan Carnevale from the Greater Scranton YMCA. With every child who learns to swim, every family that finds connection, and every member who finds their strength, we'll be there.
Hi, I'm Craig Lukas from Lackawanna Sanctuary. Through our environmental education programs, we'll be there to inspire students and families to connect to nature, protect our local environment, and build a sustainable future for our community.
Hi, I'm Alvaro Garcia with United Way's RSVP. We'll be there connecting older adults with meaningful opportunities in their communities.
Hi, my name is Tina Paul from St. Joseph Center. We'll be there, women who are pregnant, mothers and their baby who are experiencing homelessness, needing a safe place to live, transportation to medical appointments, and guidance in securing employment, affordable housing, or child care.
I am Lori Chappers from Outreach Center for Community Resources. We are a proud United Way partner who supports our young adult programs and our GED program. When a youth comes looking for a better pathway, more choices will be there. When someone is choosing to pursue their education, back to yourself, we'll be there. We're able to do that because of generous support like you. Because of you.
Presenters. And we'll be there for the hundreds of children and teens that attend our after-school Illumination Youth Arts program and Project Hope Summer Camp each year.
We'll also be there for the almost 2,000 individuals in our community to help them lift their barriers that they have towards facing economic mobility.
Hola, mi nombre es Nuch, soy de WRC. La violencia entre adolescentes es común, pero se puede prevenir. Nosotros estaremos aquí para proveer programas de prevención en las escuelas, para enseñarle a los estudiantes cómo tener relaciones saludables entre ellos.
Hi, I'm Anne Marie from Maternal and Family Health Services Nurse Family Partnership. We'll be there for young families, pregnant women until their baby is 2, pre-partum nurse, helping them even best where they can go.
Hello, I'm Mike with United Way's Age-Friendly Lackawanna initiative. We'll be there to help older adults, caregivers, family, and friends feel empowered and supported by connecting them with the resources, organizations, and most importantly, the people that can make a difference. Together, we are building a community where everyone can age well.
The Lackawanna County offices of Catholic Social Services, located in Scranton and Carbondale, provide material assistances to our most vulnerable community members. We'll be there to provide rental assistance case management services, as well as supplemental nutrition through our food pantry.
And I'm Sherman.
Hi, I'm Jessica with the Boys and Girls Club of Northeast Pennsylvania. We'll be there to help kids learn, grow, and discover their potential with our out-of-school program. Hi, I'm Lori from the JFS Guardianship Program. We'll be there to advocate for our clients from all walks of life to ensure their health, safety, and social well-being.
Hi, I'm Matt. Hi, I'm Bill.
I'm Sue.
We'll be there to ensure programs throughout our community have the resources they need to support our friends and neighbors.
Hi, I'm Don Gething from Denver, Colorado. We'll be there with the United Way for the individuals we serve, providing crucial programs and services, those with intellectual, developmental disabilities, autism spectrum disorders, and emotional and behavioral differences. Yes, we'll be there.
Hi, I'm Catherine Page at Wayne Pike Workers Alliance. When families start struggling and every dollar counts, we'll be there.
Terry Flowers with the United Way. PA Medi will be there with your free, unbiased Medicare information when you need it.
The ARC of Northeastern Pennsylvania, ensuring individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities have the support they need. We will be there. Hi, I'm Kessler from WRC's Student Rights Program. Survivors are forced through their homes just to be safe from domestic violence or sexual assault. Will be there with a safe place to stay for them and their families.
I am Stephanie Miller from the United Way, and we'll be there to help strengthen our community by funding the programs that make Lackawanna, Wayne, and Pike Counties stronger.
Hi, I'm Susie. I'm the director of Green Trees Early Learning Center in Pike County. We'll be there for the 100 families in our community who need us the most and depend on us for childcare so they can go to work and make a beautiful future for their family. And we'll be there to prepare our young learners for kindergarten and beyond.
Hi, my name is Mary Ann Ayesi, and I'm the executive director at the Lackawanna Blind Association. For you.
We are located in Pike County along the shores of the beautiful Lake Walpole.
All are welcome because we are there for you.
Thank you to the United Way for providing funds to the Loaves and Fishes Food Pantry, where the first Friday of every month we are here for you. All are welcome, no questions asked. And don't forget, we'll be there for you.
We're there today, tomorrow, and as long as somebody would feed us, we'll be there.
Because if you look for the helpers, you'll know that there's hope.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's with great pleasure to introduce to you Ange Bassani, President and CEO of Our United Way.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me? Good. All right. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Can we just give it up to all the amazing nonprofit programs that make all of that happen in our community every single day? So tonight is not just a celebration of a fundraising campaign. It's a celebration of heart, of resilience, of hope, of community, and of everyone who says in ways big or small, we'll be there. And as we look around the room tonight, we're surrounded by the people who make that happen and who make it possible. Nonprofits, donors, volunteers, educators, caseworkers, first responders, board members, all heroes in different ways. I can't emphasize enough how blessed I feel to be able to stand alongside of all of you and how much you inspire me every single day. I grew up watching Jane Goodall on PBS, and she has always been one of my idols. The world lost a great advocate when she passed away last month. Many people know her for her conservation work and the studies that she did, but something she really focused on, especially later in life, was hope and the concept of hope. And she would explain that she felt hope is misunderstood, that people tend to think it's a passive feeling, that we hope things will get better. But she said that true hope means action, and that it is in action that hope comes to life. So hope is not a feeling, hope is a choice, and hope is work, and it's showing up every day, even when it's hard. And I'll be honest, the past few months have seemed exceptionally hard with everything going on. We've had a federal budget impasse and a state budget impasse, and the world can feel really heavy and dark sometimes. If you go on social media or watch the news for 5 minutes, it seems like hate and divisiveness is everywhere. But when you zoom in and you look right here at home, different things come into focus. Here you find generosity, kindness, compassion. You find amazing nonprofit programs stretching every dollar, every hour, every bit of themselves to lift others up. So we find hope embodied in all the staff who show up every day at all the organizations that you saw. We find hope in the donors who keep giving over and over again, thank goodness. We find hope in volunteers spending their time delivering food to those in need, reading to children, or lending a hand in any way. We find hope in all the people on the screen who prove that we'll be there, not because it's easy, but because it matters. So for those of you who don't know my full story, I was diagnosed with cancer in December of 2020. All is good now. Everything is okay. But just months earlier, thank you, I had defended my doctoral dissertation, finally earning the title of Dr. Ange, And I thought I was stepping into a new chapter where I had time on my hands I didn't have for a really long time. But instead, I stepped into one of the hardest years filled with chemo infusion, surgeries, and radiation. But the truth I learned through all of that, and that will stay with me forever, is that people are what save us, and we save each other. And it's not medicine alone or strength alone, but the people who show up, the ones who rally around you when the world brings you to your knees. And I was blessed beyond words to have people who stepped up for me in every way imaginable. So if you close your eyes right now and imagine hearing the worst news of your life, and then you could picture someone who you could call and who would be there for you no matter what, then you've already won something priceless. Because that kind of connection, that kind of love and presence is the most important thing we have in the world. But what hit me the hardest is realizing going through that, not everyone has that. Not everyone has a person or people to call. Not everyone has someone who will show up with love or sit with them in fear. Actually, there are a lot of people in this community who don't have that. And that's why they find themselves in need. And the hardest things in life become even harder when you're going through them alone. So this past year, as I walked through nonprofits and I sat with staff and I listened to stories and I saw all of the heart behind this work, it all clicked for me that is why United Way is here. We exist to make sure community programs are there, to be the support system, to be the safety net, to be the family, to be the steady hand, to be the voice of reassurance for people who are living their hardest days, for people who are facing things they did not plan for in their life. And that is what this work is, and that is what this community does. And that's why We'll Be There is a lifeline to people in this community. So last year, on this very night, I stood up here and I was announced, well, not here, we were at the Cultural Center, but I was announced as the new president incoming for United Way. And I told the story of how I got here, that back when I was a junior at the University of Scranton, I had plans to go to a Big Four in New York or Philadelphia, but then I ended up joining the VITA program and it completely changed the trajectory of my life because I saw the heart of this community. And it made me fall in love with this community. What I didn't mention is how I got involved in that VITA program that year. And it was a little blonde girl that did it to me. She came bouncing into a accounting club meeting at the University of Scranton, and she was so enthusiastic and so magnetic, and she was absolutely in love with the fact that she was able to help people while doing taxes with her accounting degree. And the second I left the room, I went and applied to be a part of the program for that coming tax season. At the time, I never could have guessed that I wouldn't just join the VITA program, I would never leave it. I would stay with it for the next 15 years, and I would be in the trenches with that same little blonde girl every tax season. So I dug up some old photos from, I think, our very first tax season together on the left there, and it looks like we were already up to something. And some throughout the years. What I also couldn't have imagined is that when I was diagnosed with cancer, that same little blonde girl would become one of my biggest cheerleaders. Sorry. So every chemo appointment, when I would come back from Philadelphia, there'd be a big surprise on my porch from her. Crazy things like confetti cannons and things to celebrate. And every single time I had an appointment, I would have a text that said she was thinking about me and I got this and don't worry about it. And I don't even know how she knew when my appointments were, because half the time I didn't even know when my appointments were, but she always knew and she was always there. So when Matt Cerruti asked me if I had anyone in mind to be my first ever campaign chair, someone came to mind immediately. But my only hesitation was it's a big ask to ask someone to raise over $3 million with you. So I did what I usually do, and I threw out a little joke to see if it sticks at all. And without missing a beat, she said, "Oh yeah, sign me up." So I waited a week, and I was a little more serious this time. And I said, "Hey, but really, it doesn't have to be this year, but 1 year, you have to be my campaign chair." And she said, "No, absolutely, but I'm serious. It needs to be this year. I want to be your first campaign chair." And I'm so glad she said yes, because I could not have imagined the past few months without her. Her heart, her drive, her humor, her creativity, her determination, her sass. She brought all of it every single day. So tonight, it is my absolute honor and full circle of joy to introduce the person who unknowingly changed the whole course of my life and brought me here. The little blonde girl who inspired me as a junior in college, who has the most beautiful heart I know and so much passion. Please help me welcome our 2025 campaign chair, Dillon Colarossi Lukus.
No one told you that was going to be this way. Your job's a joke, bro. Your thoughts the other way. It's like you're.
Well, I had a lot of sass before I walked up after that speech. So thank you, Ange. Not only for the introduction, for that speech that destroyed me, but for trusting me with your first campaign as president. I always knew that you were going to take this world by storm, and you continue to prove that every single day. So Ange brought me out to all the partner agencies when we first started this campaign. And I said, okay, Ange, after the first one, do not bring me to more than 2 partner agencies a day because my heart can't take it. And she said, yeah, no problem. No problem. So where are we going next week? Oh, we have 5 places to go. Okay. But to get out there and see everything, I wish I could express it to you. It was beautiful. It was mind-blowing. I've been with this United Way of Lackawanna, Wayne and Pike for 16 years, and I'll get into that in my speech. I'm kind of going off track, but I never knew the impact that all of the partner agencies did, all the things the United Way did. And now what I have made it my personal mission because of Ange's initiative to get me out and see everything. I've made it my personal mission to make sure that everybody knows exactly what the United Way does. So that being said, now I'm going to actually go into what I wrote. So we're going to start completely from scratch. So good evening, everybody. We all look back on our younger selves and think, wow, that kid had a lot of confidence for no reason. I was not the exception to that. So when I committed to my accounting degree, I stood in my kitchen and told my father very confidently, I was not going to be one of those bean counting tax accountants with a pocket protector. I was going to be a cool auditor. I was going to travel the world. I had plans, and that plan was final. It was non-negotiable, and it was notarized. Or so I told my father. I know this may be shocking to anybody that is a parent in this audience, but interestingly enough, 18-year-olds don't know anything. You see, 16 years ago, I was a junior at the University of Scranton. That 18-year-old's certainty was met with reality when I started as an intern with the United Way's VITA program. My first day felt like climbing Mount Everest in the world's highest high heels because I thought that was a thing. But everything after that first day opened my eyes. I met people grieving spouses. I met excited first-time home buyers because we had a first-time home buyer credit that year, which I'm a nerd. I was excited about it. Even though I was an auditor, I was going to be an auditor. And also, families hit hard by the 2008 crash because 2009 would have been my first year for tax season 2008. There was one moment from that season that sticks out the most to me. I met a man, the nicest man. I would say he was probably in his early 40s, and he was completely blind. And he came into the office on his own. He worked a full-time paralegal job at a local law firm. And the only thing he needed from me, aside from preparing his tax return, was to put his pen in the signature line so he knew where to sign. And it was in that moment that something clicked in me. The smallest bit of help can remove the biggest barrier. That season taught me that there was so much help needed out in the community. In our office, we see everything. We take as much as we can because we want to help everybody that we can, and we have the knowledge to do so. So, unfortunately for Dillon the auditor, my passion became taxes. Not because I enjoyed deciphering tax code, but guilty. I'm a nerd. I will sit there and read every line. But because I finally saw the impact that my gift could give to this world. Taxes have never made me nervous. And arguing appeals with taxing agencies, sign me up. I'm all for it. However, I noticed how nervous my clients were across the board. Client could come in with a W-2 and they were still scared. But I had the ability to give them peace of mind. That was all I needed to know that I was going to keep showing up to the VITA program every single solitary year after graduation through my corporate experience in any capacity possible. I think what speaks volumes of our VITA program is that most of our volunteer preparers have been with us since the beginning of the program 18 years ago. But it doesn't stop there. My fellow supervisors, and her brother Ricky, who I know is out here somewhere because he's wearing a tie for once. They also, as she mentioned, came in as college interns and clearly missed the memo that we couldn't be interns forever. Yet here we are, still proving them all wrong. Some of our recent retired United Way staffers also learned quickly that the VITA office is Hotel California. You can check out anytime you want. I see you. But you can never leave. Frank Kinsel, who handles all things tech, Wi-Fi, which goes down constantly if you look at it wrong, and our printers that go down just because it's Tuesday. And I will always throw my hands up and say, nope, that's outside of me. I got nothing. Where's Dad Frank? Mama Peg Kopko, the person who brought the VITA program to our United Way. That was a big feat. She'll always say, we're going to do it. I don't know how, but we're going to do it. We did it, Peg. But unfortunately for Peg, she's also friends with the trio supervisors on Facebook. So every time that she posts a really cool recipe, the three of us, without a doubt, within 5 minutes, are in her comment section saying, great, Peg, can't wait to see it at tax season. On top of this, at least once every single tax season, every single solitary United Way staff member steps up, even if they are not part of the typical VITA program. Because there's crises during tax season. We run out of paper, we run out of toner, we have sick greeters. Or my personal meltdown is if you don't get somebody down here right now, there's going to be tears and it's going to be mine, which is really uncomfortable for people because I kind of lock those emotions in, but I'll bring them out if I need to prepare. It's pure chaos. That office is pure chaos, but it's purposeful chaos. And it is worth every single solitary second. We guide clients through the unthinkable losses, transitions they never planned for, and victories they never thought they'd reach. One in particular that I'm thinking of in my head, I had a client at my desk this year say, we've been here for 5 years, and they always remember us, which I think is the best part. They said, we're not going to be here next year. I said, oh, are you moving? No, we're going to make too much money for the VITA program next year. Big win. Big win. We receive smiles. We love getting update from our regulars about what's going on in their life, new grandbabies, children going off to college, and the occasional batch of grandma's baked goods. So if you show up with no appointment and you bring baked goods, probably take you. We're hungry and stressed. And most notably of the program is when someone sits across from us carrying more than numbers. And it happens way more than I want to see. They're there with vulnerability, tears in their eyes, fear, heavy emotions. That's when we can show them what the United Way really does, connecting them to the help that they didn't even know was out there. Because in that tax office, every single solitary person matters. Every role matters. Every story matters. And not one position is more important than the next. That's the heart of VITA. But more importantly, that's the heart of the United Way. And because the heart of VITA is so strong and sometimes incredibly stressful, we also know how to have a lot of fun in that office. So when the campaign started, Ange and I wanted to bring that same energy out into our community, to create something that people could show up to laugh with, and to genuinely be a part of. That's why we began planning community events. And our very first one launched was a celebrity barista event with Scranton Fire, Pennsylvania Ambulance, and Scranton Police. And once those first responders got behind that coffee bar, the competition took a life of its own.
Safe and sound.
I'm sorry, I'm beaming with pride. We were just so excited about it. So, guys, I see you. Please stand. Tonight, the only thing that we are asking of you is to accept our gratitude. And maybe another heavy hitting competition next year. We'll work on the latte art. We'll get Amy back. Amy was one of the baristas that really, she came in strong for us. So, we wanted to do our first event with people who already showed up for our community in their hardest days. The choice of partnering with first responders was incredibly meaningful to me. My brother and my husband, who hate being called out, but too bad, are longtime volunteer firefighters and EMS personnel of Clark Summit Fire Company. I have seen what real commitment looks like. The late nights, the missed dinners, the interrupted holidays, but the willingness to show up every single time. And that's exactly what the United Way does. That is what our partner agencies do. And that is exactly what every single one of you in this room do. So it only felt right that when we introduced a brand new event this year, it wasn't just fun. It honored the same spirit of showing up. So from what I'm told, I'm supposed to be well behaved up here and save all of the awards for the spring awards dinner. Well, sorry, Ange, I have the mic. And I also have this. So I'm breaking all the rules and loving every minute of it. I am thrilled to invite Training Sergeant Chris Halleck on behalf of the Scranton Police Department to the stage to accept the award for the winner of our very first Celebrity Barista event, Brews and Badges.
Good evening, everyone. Such a beautiful crowd out here, isn't it? So, I have had the privilege of knowing Dillon and her husband since high school. So, when she had asked if I'd participate, it was an automatic yes. So, also another reason why is, she said that we would get to give to a nonprofit organization. So, come on, don't do this. So, nonprofits are very close to my heart because, like Angela, in 2017, we had the birth of my son in August. And in September of 2017, a doctor walked into the room and said that I had leukemia. So that began our journey along. And so many people came. And when Dillon asked, she said, "Do you want to say anything?" I said, "Well, Dillon, don't you know me?" And she said, "Of course, that's why I asked." I never miss an opportunity in front of a microphone. But the main reason I wanted to is I want to thank everyone here because, a lot of people, you give money and you just do it because whatever reason you have, you may not know where it goes or the effects it has. Uh, but I'm someone who, in my family, who benefited from that. And so we chose the Never Forgotten Ride because that was one organization that came and really just stepped up for us. Never Forgotten Ride was started by police officers from Scranton, and they help first responders, their families in the time of need, and also new cadets out of the academy. I can still remember pulling up to the house of the vice president and getting that check and going back to my car and just breaking down, saying like we knew we weren't alone. That was the hardest thing is when Dylan said you have to pick one. It was so hard to choose which one because there's so many organizations. Miles for Michael, the Headstrong Foundation in Philly, which gave me and my family a place to stay when we needed it. So, with that said, next year and the year after that, I'm going to need you guys to show up and support us so we can keep winning. And, so I can also honor those and so many other people, nonprofits. My wife works for a nonprofit. My warrior who really carried the family when I was down, but she works for Maternal Family Health now. And when she comes home from work and she talks about the difference that she's making there as the dental hygienist and giving people their smile back and working with the dentist there, that's another organization that you saw up here. And, so you guys are really making a difference. So I want to thank Dylan. I want to thank Angela. I want to thank United Way. I want to recognize Pennsylvania Ambulance. They did a great job and really put the bar high for us. So and Bruce thinks he's going to win next year. It's not going to happen. I would thank the fire department, but I told them that it was rescheduled to tomorrow, so they'll be here tomorrow. But again, thank you so much for everything, and thank you guys for the generosity because your money and your time, it really makes a difference when life feels like it's against you, and you're not alone. So thank you.
So one of the rules of when I told them that they would be able to donate to a nonprofit, I said, well, Ange and I had both said, when you donate to a nonprofit, it has to be with outside of our scope to spread the love around the community. And it's beautiful. I love it. So thank you, Chris. So if that does not show you how much fun we've had along the way and how much fun we're going to continue to have, I don't know what will. But even with all of the joy and creativity, the real strength of this campaign comes from the people behind the scenes. The board, who always shows up fully engaged and excited about new ideas and new possibilities for the future. Guys, you've moved mountains, and it's been amazing to see. You did whatever it took. And the dedication never stopped. I got a text message from Ange today of a board member sitting at the conference table, still making calls at, I believe it was around 1 o'clock. But I know she wasn't the only one. I know for a fact that many of our board members were still making calls and doing the work needed just a couple hours ago. That level of commitment is extraordinary. And I made sure to tell my little guys at home, This is how you serve a community. The United Way staff, you juggle 100 responsibilities, 20 projects, and no fewer than 10 fires at any given moment. Somehow you manage to do it with grace and a level of teamwork that's unmatched. You do it with humor. No, I think I said that already. See, I could pick up my own flaws in the speech. Anyway, I'm grateful for your guidance. I'm grateful that I knew a lot of you coming in because I've been with the United Way for so long through the VITA program, but I was really excited to work with you guys in a different capacity. So thank you for the guidance. Thank you for the willingness to deal with my craziness of, hey, let's do some TikToks because my 16-year-old niece taught me how to, and for welcoming me with open arms into this campaign. The campaign cabinet, who was out there keeping the momentum alive, opening new doors, making sure the support was coming in. And when we hit those moments, because we did, where we needed just that final push a little more, one more connection, one more call, you stepped up. You kept this campaign moving from behind the scenes, and that steady push made all the difference. Thank you for being such a vital part of driving this campaign forward. Now I have to thank my family, my husband and my 2 little guys who survived yet another incredibly busy stretch of life that felt suspiciously like a second tax season. My mom, who has been my silent partner, and I say silent loosely because that woman would have come here with a QR bedazzled on the back of her dress if she had time. My dad, who is currently home with my 2 boys, foregoing this amazing dinner for McDonald's because unfortunately, my 9 and 6-year-old would have created a WWE event in this beautiful event, so I decided to hold them back. But they are at home watching. Hi, Daddy. Hi, boys. Thank you for dealing with all of my crazy ideas. Oh, and also, I forgot I had to add this in last minute. My brothers, who quote unquote ponied up, as we call it in my household, with last minute donations. And also the brother that let me know about 45 minutes ago that I have used up all of my favors with him for a solid year since he just spent the past 45 minutes in the hallway getting my father connected to YouTube so that he could watch this. Let's see. Now on to our sponsors. AAA Travel and P&G, who love bringing the excitement just as much as we do. For the second year in a row, AAA Travel has generously donated $2,000 in a travel voucher as our grand prize for one lucky contributor. And our friends at Procter & Gamble Paper Products have once again provided our second prize of $400 worth of P&G paper products, which every household certainly would appreciate. A huge thank you to both of these sponsors for continuing to support our mission. These awards will be drawn next month, so good luck, everybody. And finally, none of this would be possible with you, the donors. Your generosity doesn't just make an impact here in our corner of northeastern Pennsylvania, it's recognized nationally. Charity Navigator, the largest independent charity evaluator in the country, has awarded our United Way a 4-star rating consecutively for 16 years. That level of trust and recognition doesn't happen by accident. It is a direct result of our financial strength, our accountability, and our commitment to being transparent with every single dollar you entrust to us. Only 6% of nonprofits in the entire nation earn that distinction. That means your United Way of Lackawanna, Wayne, and Pike County outperforms most charities across America and stands among the very best in Pennsylvania. I really hope that you're as proud of that as we are, because this achievement belongs to all of you as well. So now I would like to call upon the representatives from each of our campaign divisions to present the reports of their diligent efforts for the people of our community. So first up, from the Pike County Division, represented by Amy Burke.
Good evening, everybody. I'd like to thank the Pike County Division. My co-chair, Steve Guccini, is not here this evening, but on behalf of both of us, I'm pleased to report that the Pike County Division has raised $16,000.
Next up, the Education Division, represented by Marisa, Barilka. I'm sorry, Marissa.
I want to thank the co-chairs of the Education Division, Kimberly Padden, Edward Steinmetz, Kellen Williams. I am pleased to report that the Education Division has raised $26,807.
Our third division reporting is the Construction and Engineering Division, represented by Randy Williams.
Good evening, everyone. I want to thank the co-chairs of the Construction Engineering Division, Mike McDermott, Eddie O'Donnell, Drew Simpson, Michael Wolf, and Kristen Wolf. I am pleased to report that the Construction Engineering Division has raised $45,828.
Next up, in the Attorney Division, represented by Andrew Cotillo.
Evening, all. I want to thank the co-chairs of the Attorneys Division. That's Richard Bishop, Matt Boyd, Ciara DeNaples, Jack Price, Joseph Price, and Judy Price. I am pleased to report that the Attorneys Division has raised $57,406.
Our fifth division reporting is the Faith-Based Civic and Human Service Division, represented by Lisa Durkin.
Good evening. I'm pleased to report that the Faith-Based Civic and Human Services Division has raised $59,292.
Next is the Business and Industry Division, represented by Jeff Witz.
I want to thank the co-chairs of the Business, Industry, Automotive, Foods, and Retail Division, Joe Castro Giovanni, John Kazwara, Carmen Lepresto, Kevin Mitchell, Jamie Ryan, Don Talley. I am pleased to report that the Business, Industry, Automotive, Foods, and Retail Division has raised $70,795.
Now it's time for Healthcare, Physicians, and Dentist Division, represented by Wendy Warraby.
I want to thank the co-chairs of the Healthcare Physicians Dentists Division, Barbara Bassi, Mike Costello, Eric Schaub, Patrick Conaboy, Joseph Gershie, Chris Kochik, and Joyce Pera. I am pleased to report that the Healthcare Physicians Dentists Division has raised $81,060.
Next is the Government Division, represented by Sarah McDonald.
I think the microphone is bigger than me. I want to thank my co-chair of the Government Division, Josh Castellani. I am pleased to report that the Government Division has raised $82,270.
Our ninth division reporting is the Wayne County Division, represented by Kate Bryant.
I want to thank the co-chairs of the Wayne County Division, Pete Bognovich, Steve Daniels, and Jim Donnelly. I'm pleased to report that the Wayne County Division has raised $146,379.
Next is the Corporate One Division, represented by Trip Crowley.
Good evening, everybody. On behalf of Sarah Hogan and myself, I am pleased to report that the Corporate One Division has raised $183,880, and a shout out to all the United Way employees. You do a great job year after year. Thanks for all you do.
Our 11th division is the Financial Division, represented by Deb Kolsavosky.
Figured I would use this. How y'all doing? Before I say our part for financial, on behalf of the entire board of the United Way, Dillon, I want to thank you for all that you've done this year and the excitement, the energy, the enthusiasm, and all your great words tonight. So thank you. That being said, moving to the financial division, I want to thank my co-chair, Ray Sicati from Honesdale Bank, and I am very pleased to report that the financial division has raised $187,524.
Next is Corporate Two Division, represented by Mike Cordero.
I want to thank the co-chairs of the corporate division, Alex Freed and Vinio Bell. I am pleased to report that the corporate two division has raised $236,000 for the United Way. Now, for those of you who have never been here before, this is where Mrs. Tressler makes us all look really bad.
It is. Our 13th division is the Foundation and Individuals Division, represented by the amazing Joyce Tressler.
I want to thank the co-chairs of the Foundations and Individuals Division, David and Ann Hawk, George and Patty Lynott, Louis and Barbara Nyberg, James and Susan Brady, and Nicole Costanzo. And I'm pleased to report that the Foundations and Individuals Division has raised $555,206. Thank you, Dillon, and happy Thanksgiving to all.
So that brings us to the Community Initiatives Division, the final division, which is special gifts, tax credits, and grants. That division is reporting $1,635,218. All right. So aside from the great food and the amazing entertainment, I know what you're all waiting for, so I won't make you wait any longer. After reviewing cabinet reports, seeing the heart of this community, and factoring in projections of ongoing campaigns, I am excited to announce tonight's campaign total is $3,383,825.
Told you that was gonna be this way. Jobs of joke through, not that's the way. It's like you're stuck in second gear. When it doesn't in your day, each month, even though you were deep sucks. Still in that work again at 8. Your breakfast so far, things are going great. The more I want you every day's like these. But what you get on when it's brought jelly on me, sad songs. To their phone. So your love, it's like in the breakfast day. Oh, it's always have one.
Oh, I thought you were gonna have to listen to me sing that for you. It wouldn't have been pretty. Okay, so that number is amazing. And that number represents hundreds of meals, months of rent, hours of counseling, safe spaces for kids, and hope for families. That's the beauty of the United Way, and something that I have said multiple times during the campaign is that in a world where you feel like you need to help everywhere, but you don't know where to start, that's the beauty of the United Way. Because when you give to the United Way, you do help everywhere. And this, all of this, the division's final number, this is what true teamwork looks like. Which leads me to teams of a different kind. Given the season Penn State has been having, I think we can all agree that I chose wisely being an Alabama fan. Roll Tide. And as an Alabama fan, I am legally obligated to quote the legendary Coach Saban at least once per event. And tonight, his words could not be more fitting. At the beginning of every season, he would go into the locker room and sit down his team and say this: if you want to be happy for an hour, eat a steak. If you want to be happy for a day, go play golf. If you want to be happy for a week, go on a cruise. But if you want to be happy in life, ask yourself one question. If you didn't show up here today, would anybody miss me? When I look at the donors, the partners, the volunteers, and the staff of the United Way, the answer is undoubtedly 100% yes. People would miss you. Families would miss you. Entire neighborhoods would feel the difference. You don't just show up, you change the outcome. You give people a chance to breathe, a chance to rebuild, to feel seen, and to feel supported. And that kind of impact, that kind of presence, that's the kind of happiness that lasts a lifetime. Thank you for being the people that show up, not for the recognition, but for the lives forever changed because you did show up. And that kind of impact is exactly why we need to keep going. We raise our glasses tonight because we moved mountains, but we're not done climbing.
The numbers you saw tonight include projections, active employee campaigns, and gifts that have not yet hit the door. That means every single person in this room has the power to move the needle. There is still time to give, still time to push, and still time to make an impact that will echo long after tonight. And now, it is my honor to bring back on stage the person who leads this work with more heart, more grit, and more patience than any single person I know, our president, Dr. Angela Bassani.
Thank you all. I think you'll agree I did a damn good job picking my first campaign chair, right? She's probably the only campaign chair in the history of ever to ask if she's allowed to do it for multiple years. Usually they run away. They're done, right? But she said, "Can I just keep doing it?" So she'll be back again one day, maybe for my last campaign. But I just want to take some time quick to thank the amazing staff at United Way for helping me get through this, my first year. And I want to thank the people who built United Way to get to where it is today and still help us because they're still here with us, like Gary Drapak and Peg Kopko and Frank Kinsel back there, who are still here supporting us in every way that we ever need them. And we're so grateful for that. And I want to thank Dillon and her whole entire family, including silent partner Deborah. We love you guys so much, and we're so grateful for everything you do for us. And I want to thank the board and the cabinet and all the volunteers for all of your support. And what Dillon said was 100% true. Deb was in the boardroom today until like 1:30, still making calls. Heather was making calls. George has been making calls all up until the last minute to help us get to where we are. And we are just so appreciative of everything you do. And you put your heart and soul into all of it. And you're always there whenever I need anything. So we can't thank you enough for all of your support. As we leave tonight, my hope is that you carry with you the fact that there is a literal army in this community who show up every day to make life better for the people who live here. And I hope that you're proud to be a part of this army because you should be. Thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you for believing in this work. And thank you for showing up for this community every single day. I hope you all have a wonderful night and a happy Thanksgiving. Bar is open till 8:30, so feel free to hang out. Oh, wait, really quick. I just wanted to highlight Delaware Valley School District students. Are you here still? They had a whole day where they gave up, 100 of them, gave up their day to do a day of caring in Pike County, and it was amazing. It was so amazing to see, and I wanted to highlight that. I didn't want to forget. You guys rock. So the pictures you saw up there were tons of them everywhere doing so much amazing work. And we have other student leaders in the room that were so happy joined us tonight because you guys are the future. And we're going to rely on you all to join us as you enter the workforce and commit to this community. So now I'll go back to the closing again. I hope you all have an amazing night and a happy Thanksgiving. And we thank you all for all you do so much.
and the beggars start choosing chaos and your calls the cracks to start showing, all knowing, all glowing with the light of dying to praise the dead. You're working the way, but you still the same. Call you by your heart, I won't call you by your name. It's a lucky one way from the crack to the break. You know that I remember everything. Steady yourself, your tumbleweed words. Be a street corn preacher or just feed the birds. But don't hold to yourself. With hard mortar and stone, be a rubber band man. Make the water you want. Dying just to live the night out. You're a way, but you're still by your heart, and I will call you by your name. And it's a love way to the grave to the birthday. You know that I remember everything. When I said, you said, get back in the car. It lasts forever, baby. Oh, it breaks my heart. I'll call you anything that you like. I'm free and I'm able to call you the second that you dress. Here I want to be. You stand. It's another way from the cracks. You know that I remember everything. But I understand. You said can't get the count. I sure enough, baby, know what breaks my heart. You're one away. You stand the same. You know that I remember everything. A new ink on your skin, red lips in the dark, nothing lost forever, babe. You know it breaks my heart. Put a shiver on your skin. Do your hair in the car, if nothing lost forever, babe. Can we make a start?
Like we're making up for lost time. Need you to spell it out for me. Crossing over in all time. It's like a type of alchemy. Introduce me to your best friend. I can come stop right in. Satellite ain't even that far. I wonder where you come from. Already know I can leave it alone. You go much. Already gauge you the times and the place. You don't be shy. Just come be the man. Please tell me you got to give. I want to tell you. I don't like it when you call it one. Oh, I never got to take it. Just don't talk. I got no intention. Keep the man I need. Talk to me. Talk to me, talk to me, talk to me. Be the man that I need, baby. Talk to me, be the man that I need. Talk to me, talk to me, be the man that I need, baby. Talk to me, be the man, man. Like to think you feel the same way. I'm gonna tell you sometime. So baby, let's get on the same page. Stop taking me read between the lines. Already know I can leave it alone when you go my time. Already gave you the time and the place, so don't be shy. Just come be the man I need. So we got something to give. I want. I like it when you want to get on and go. Another time, so it's not on that. Gotta know you to teach the man to be. Talk to me. 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 Be the man that I need, baby. Talk to me. Talk to me. Be the man that I need. Talk to me. Be the man that I need, baby. Talk to me. Talk to me. Man, 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 man. Mm. I heard you calling on the megaphone. You wanna see me all alone. As legend has it, you are quite the pyro. You look at the match to watch it glow. You'd never forgot me. I'm drowning in the to call me. As for my loyalty to me, myself and I built you on my scar. Tell me you're just talk. It's not. It's eat. Great. Something. You're you first. You about that. The eldest daughter of a nobleman, Ophelia lived in fantasy. The love was a cold pit full of scorpions. The wind stole her sanity. But if you'd never call, I'm fingered. You're on me like a chain. Crown of mine. Can't you? Tell me you just talk. It's me. Greater. See the light. Stop. Just same. It's you run out. You of Ophelia is locked inside my memory, and only you sense the key. No longer drowning and deceived, all because you came for me. Locked inside my memory, and only you possess the key. No longer drowning and deceived, all because you came for me. You were just hungry, but purpose now I can see. You see, yeah, greater. The sky, just see. Break up of killing you. You saved my heart from the fate of Ophelia.